Okay, let's get on with what you are on here for today. So Brian Gill said, on completion of a full refurbishment of a terrace property, can you recommend any day one refinance companies? Now, for those that don't understand, the relevance of day one is that there's a general rule that buy-to-let lenders want you to have owned that property for 6 months before you can do a remortgage. So if the refurb only takes you 3 weeks, what those lenders are saying is you've got to wait another 5.5 months before you can knock on our door, apply to us for a remortgage, presumably at a higher value, and then you can pull out that extra equity, maybe some of the refurb costs, maybe even get all your money back out so you can go off and look for that next property. Sophie, do you want to talk a little bit about the day one lenders and how they work?
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll talk a lot today about general rules, and just as I suppose aside, there is always exceptions to those rules. So the general rule is, like Richard said, lenders will want you to wait 6 months. But as we know, there's so many different circumstances where you may need to refinance before those 6 months. So the rules there with lenders are that there are lots of lenders that we can approach in that scenario, but it is a smaller pool than the list of lenders you would get if it was after the 6 months. Now, the rules they have around that when you're refinancing day one, and what we mean by day one is it can literally be you bought it yesterday and we're refinancing today. However, a lot of lenders will want you to wait until the land registry is updated with you as the owners. So that obviously will have to be a little bit of time. And the other thing that they would tend to want to see is if you bought the property at below market value, and that might be that you've got yourself a deal on there and it was a genuine below market deal, that there was equity in there from day one, then a lot of lenders would either go on what the market value is or the original purchase price as the figure they're going to use in terms of lending against. So if you're expecting to pull the funds out of there that you've got in that property in terms of equity through a genuine discount, if you've not done any work to that property, it may be that as much as you can refinance on day one, you might want to wait that 6 months before going out to remortgage to try and release that equity in there. The exceptions to that rule is if you have done work to that property and you can evidence the work that you've done. So we're not just talking a lick of paint. It needs to be something either like full refurb or you've got new kitchen, new bathroom, etc. In that scenario, they will then fully revalue the property and look at what the market value is on that scenario.
Brilliant. Thanks, Sophie. I've
No
just
worries.
seen here there's a question very similar from Lee McGoldrick. I don't know if Lee's on, but he asks, how quickly could I move from bridging finance to term finance to recognize market value rather than the BMV purchase price? So I think it's the same answer. It's just
Yeah,
that Lee has bought with bridging to start with, but it's exactly the same, Sophie, isn't it? There's nothing really
yeah,
to add. That those same lenders will pull you off bridging finance before the 6 months are up,
but same rules
within certain
apply.
parameters. Yeah, wonderful.